The Harris campaign is flailing, and they're just throwing anything against the wall that they can think of in the hope that something will stick. This is a standard play out of their playbook. George W. Bush was a fascist. Any Republican nominee for the presidency is going to be called Hitler or a fascist by these people because it's a scare word. Welcome to Clown World. If Clown World were a horse race, we have rounded into the straight. We are now in the backstretch. We just have a week or so to go. And so just a couple of observations. As I am recording this, Trump's Madison Square Garden rally just happened last night, just happened yesterday. And of course, this has elicited a bunch of accusations of fascism because back in the 40s, there was a Nazi rally in Madison Square Garden more than half a century ago. The accusation that Trump is literally Hitler and that his supporters are literally fascists. In one sense, it's the indication of a failing campaign. The Harris campaign is flailing, and they're just throwing anything against the wall that they can think of in the hope that something will stick. That's on the one hand. The other is to remind everybody that this is a standard play out of their playbook. George W. Bush was a fascist, and any Republican nominee for the presidency is going to be called Hitler or a fascist by these people because it's a scare word designed to make people stop thinking and just react because Nazis are the bad guys in the movies, and if we can just associate that with these people who are trying to win the election, then so much the better. One time, many years ago, Idaho was our district here in Idaho was represented by a gracious Christian woman who was our congressman, and she was going to be holding a news conference at the University of Idaho, and so I went down there because I wanted to hear her talk. And she was running late. So there was a crowd gathered, and the crowd included some protesters, student protesters. And there was a protester standing on the other side of the room who was holding a sign that said, "Down with fascism." And we were just standing around killing time, nothing to do. So I went over and stood next to him and leaned over and said, "What is fascism?" that he was saying should down with. And he hemmed and hawed and flailed around and finally came up with something like, when the government does bad things, when the government does bad things. And so that's their idea. And of course, in the minds of the progressive left, government doing bad things would be the government doing things that they disapprove of, things that they disagree with. That's fascism. So anything that is not me, anything that is not our program, anything that is not what we want is going to be summarily dismissed as fascism. Now, whatever else it is, the fact that Trump can fill Madison Square Garden, I understand that the place sold out in 3 hours as soon as it was announced. That indicates a great deal of energy for a political campaign. It is rowdy, and there's all kinds of nonsense associated with it, but there's always all kinds of nonsense associated with political campaigns in North America. Fascism, not a bit of it.